right, good evening, fans of the Heartland, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling. We are coming to you here live from the Dave Cave with the pay-per-view broadcast of Heartland Havoc 120 Thunderstruck. The tunes of the sounds of AC/DC are filling the arena here in Dallas as the fans also fill the arena. We have got a great turnout here before the show even starts with Carl Zilla. First in line at the turnstile, Neil Lau, Frank Wainscott, and a very special guest wishing a happy birthday to Frank Wainscott's mother, Regina. Her age will remain unrevealed, thanks to the gentlemanly demeanor of one Frank Wainscott. But happy birthday to you, Mama Wainscott. And thank you, everybody, for checking out tonight's broadcast here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. It is a pay-per-view night, so we've got 7 big matches for you, including an outstanding main event as Salvador America takes his seat at ringside. Our main event tonight will be for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, the most coveted prize in the Heartland. And it will be the champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, defending against Vader. Vader earned this title shot by winning the Legends Tournament at Galacticon 2023. He has got Percival Pringle III at his corner to counteract the presence of one Bobby the Brain Heenan for tonight's main event. And it should be a doozy. All right, but let's get things started. We've got a very interesting match to kick off this show, and I don't know what's going to come of this match. If you've been following the Heartland, you have been potentially aware of the plight of one Shawn Michaels. It has been a very difficult year here in 2023 for Shawn Michaels. He started the year as a contestant in the Buckeye Bowl, where he inadvertently knocked out Jackie Fargo using the microphone thrown into the ring by Jimmy Hart. And Fargo and his men have been hot on the heels of Shawn Michaels ever since that day. And Michaels had so far been able to withstand, or at least run away from the attacks of Fargo and his men, until a couple of weeks ago we got word in the Heartland that Shawn Michaels had been arrested in San Antonio, Texas, after some sort of an altercation took place. Mean Gene on the scene, Mean Gene Okerlund, gave us a report, and we saw on live TV where Shawn Michaels was bailed out of prison, but as soon as he hit the doors of the prison in San Antonio, he was accosted and kidnapped by 2 very large masked men who took him into their possession and would not let him go unless he agreed to a match here in Dallas tonight against a mystery opponent. And now we see Shawn Michaels being dragged down into the ringside area. The steel cage is being lowered over the ring, and Shawn Michaels is not too happy about his state of affairs, and frankly nobody cares, because nobody really likes Shawn Michaels anyways. The fans here in Dallas are ambivalent to the plight of Shawn Michaels, as he has been shoved into the ring and the steel cage is down. We don't know, will it be Jackie Fargo that's challenged Shawn Michaels to this match? No, we see Jackie Fargo with Jimmy Hart at ringside, and Fargo is in street clothes. But Fargo is going to present the opponent for tonight's steel cage match, and it is none other than this man, Terry Funk. Terry Funk has been commissioned by Jackie Fargo, fellow members of the stable known as Whatever We Want. Terry Funk is going to be the guy to get the first piece of Shawn Michaels here tonight in the steel cage. Michaels not very happy about that, as he squares off with Terry Funk here in a steel cage showdown. as we welcome Cleveland baseball fan 879 and David Seslinski to the chat room. And it is Shawn Michaels who's going to take the advantage on the opening initiative roll. And he comes off the ropes with a flying shoulder tackle that takes Terry Funk down to the mat. Michaels follows that up with a Hurricane Rana. And Funk is down. And Michaels is on him. And just like that, Michaels is going to rake the face of Terry Funk into the cage. Michaels on the attack here. And now we're going to see Michaels attempting the Scorpion Deathlock on Terry Funk on a roll of 8 or lower. He's got the Scorpion Deathlock on Terry Funk, and Terry Funk again has his face ground into the side of the cage. So Shawn Michaels fighting for his life here, and now Michaels hits Sweet Chin Music on Terry Funk. The pin roll here will be 5 or lower. And on a roll of 6, Terry Funk just got away from the Sweet Chin Music by Shawn Michaels. But Michaels is a house of fire here tonight, and he hit it again. Again, he hits the Sweet Chin Music. And again, Michaels is going to go for a pin here. And on a roll of 8, Funk is again able to kick out, but Funk is on Dream Street, as Michaels has taken charge right from the get-go here in the steel cage. And now it is going to be Michaels grinding the eyes of Terry Funk once again into the steel cage. And what we'll do for the steel cage face to the cage, we'll roll odd even. And if the roll is odd, there will be 1 token of fatigue added. So Funk did not suffer a token of fatigue there. But now Michaels hits him with a flying elbow drop off the top rope. Funk slowly getting to his feet, swinging at the air. Still in a daze as Michaels hits him with a drop kick. And Terry Funk has been staggered. Michaels comes at him again with a back suplex. Michaels trying to do everything in his power. Flying forearm by Michaels. And now once again the face to the cage. And again Terry Funk this time is busted open. And he is in trouble here. What's Michaels going to do now? Here's Sweet Chin Music. The pin roll now is 8 or lower. And on a roll of 7 he got him. Shawn Michaels just tore Terry Funk limb from limb in the steel cage. It took him 3 times with the Sweet Chin Music. And now the fans here in the arena are starting to cheer for Shawn Michaels as he has survived Terry Funk. The ring is surrounded by members of Whatever We Want. Terry Funk is out like a light in the ring. But now the members of Jackie Fargo's gang have surrounded the ring, and they're not going to let Shawn Michaels get out of there until they have gotten their pound of flesh out of him. But out of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe what I am seeing. Coming to the rescue of Shawn Michaels, it is going to be members of Old School Justice, the Texas chapter of Justice for All. Here comes Wahoo McDaniel, and here comes, let me get the roster up here. Wahoo McDaniel leading the charge. Blackjack Mulligan joining in, coming to the defense of one Shawn Michaels. And it is Blackjack Mulligan and Chief Wahoo McDaniel and Dangerous Danny Spivey, who have cleared the ring area and gotten rid of the squadron of Whatever We Want. So a big turn of events here for Shawn Michaels. We have just seen Shawn Michaels with a heroic performance here in the steel cage, and he has gained the allegiance of the fans, and he has gained the allegiance of the Justice for All faction as Wahoo McDaniel and Blackjack Mulligan come down to make the save and chase away the team of Whatever We Want. So big event here in Dallas to kick off the show as Shawn Michaels has come away victorious in the steel cage. How about that? All right, very exciting opening event here, as Michaels is rescued by Wahoo McDaniel and Blackjack Mulligan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our first championship match of the evening. This will be for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. This is a championship match. Disqualification rules will be in effect. This match is for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He stands at 6'2", weighs in at 237 pounds. This is Billy Red Lyons. And his tag team partner hails from Minneapolis, Minnesota, standing at 5'10", weighing 225 pounds. This is Red Bastien, collectively known as the Flying Redheads. Yeah, Neil Lau says he can't hear. Can anybody else not hear, or is everybody else good? I have got the microphone on, and it looks like I am broadcasting according to my OBS. So if anybody else is unable to hear, please give me a holler, and I will adjust accordingly. But everything from a technical perspective on this end looks good. But Neil, thank you for the heads up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will present the champions. Being led to the ring by this man, James E. Cornette. At a total combined weight of 458 pounds, it is Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, the Midnight Express. Cleveland baseball fan 879 says he's hearing okay, so thank you for that, my friend. As we now go to tonight's first championship match, as Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan defend the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship against a very capable team indeed, the Flying Redheads. And it will be Sweet Stan Lane starting things off against Red Bastien in this contest. And the opening initiative role is won by Red Bastien, as he comes in with a rope climb headlock takeover and takes Stan Lane down to the canvas. And now a handstand knee drop executed by Red Bastien. Lane unable to make the tag, as Bastien remains in control with a flying head scissors, taking Lane down to the canvas. And now we're going to see a double team as Billy Red Lyons comes into the ring. And on a roll of 4, it is a devastating double drop kick executed by the Redheads, and that is going to cost Stan Lane the first point of fatigue. Billy Red Lyons now in the ring and in control, as Billy Red Lyons is going to send Stan Lane out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Both these men B-rated performers on the arena floor. And on a roll of 12, that's a big move by Billy Red Lyons, as he hits a diving clothesline off the ring apron. We may see Stan Lane counted out here on a roll of 5 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Lane makes it back into the ring ahead of the 10 count. A little meeting of the minds there at ringside between the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette, as Billy Red Lyons waits confidently for Lane to return to the ring. What's Billy Red going to do now? And on a roll of 4, that's a rolling reverse cradle. Lane able to get to his feet slowly. Billy Red Lyons is on him with an atomic drop, and Lane is down again. Billy Red Lyons with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Stan Lane, and on a roll of 3, it is Lyons charging to the turnbuckle but missing, as Lane gets out of the way. And Lane comes back and nails Billy Red Lyons with a skull-splitting lariat. And Lyons is down. Can Lyons get over and make the tag? No, he cannot. Stan Lane will make the tag, And Bobby Eaton now is the legal man in the ring after Stan Lane got off to a rough start. What's Bobby Eaton going to do? He is going to pitch Billy Red Lions out of the ring once again. Eaton, the A-rated performer on the arena floor, he'll have the advantage, and sure enough, on the roll of 7, that is the best man wins roll, and it is Bobby Eaton with a pile driver onto the ring steps, and that stuns Billy Red Lions. Billy Red Lions in all kinds of trouble here, as Bobby Eaton got the best of him on the arena floor, and now Eaton is going to go for a slingshot backbreaker. Down to the canvas hard. Here comes Sweet Stan Lane and the Midnight Express now. Going to do a little double teaming with an awesome double neck breaker, putting Billy Red back down onto the canvas. Lane now in control with a Russian leg sweep. Lane goes for the cover. The pin roll here is 4 or lower, and on a roll of 9, Billy Red Lions is able to kick out. As we are joined at ringside by referee James Lawrence III. Welcome to tonight's pay-per-view broadcast. Stan Lane is in control now over Billy Red Lions. And Lane now is going to go for the crawling headbutt, a choice F maneuver. So he'll need 8 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 5, he nailed him with that crawling headbutt. And Billy Red Lions again is down. Can he make a tag? No, he cannot get over and make the tag. We're going to have Bobby Eaton coming in for a double team. And on a roll of 4, that is a big double knee breaker across the knees onto Billy Red Lions. That is going to cost Billy Red Lions another point of fatigue. Billy Red Lions in trouble here as James E. Cornette looks on confidently. And now it is Bobby Eaton going up for the Alabama Jam. And he nails Billy Red Lions with that. Eaton follows that up with a spinning neck breaker. He'll need a roll of 7 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 7, he got him down. And Billy Red Lions is hurt. Billy Red desperately trying to get over to Red Bastien for the tag, but Eaton is on him once again. And down with the divorce cord goes Billy Red Lions. Lions now favoring that shoulder. And he is going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor, but on a roll of 8, it's going to be Eaton just waiting him out. And Eaton ready and waiting as Lions makes that helpless crawl back into the ring. And Eaton hits him again with a slingshot backbreaker. And down to the canvas hard goes Billy Red Lions. Eaton now is going to tag in Stan Lane. And here is the double goozle. That high-low kick combination. And that's going to cost Billy Red another point of fatigue. As Stan Lane is now in control. What's Lane going to do? He's going to go for the Russian leg sweep. The pin roll here is 7 or lower. That's a mandatory pin save. And on a roll of 2, we're going to have outside interference. Red Bastien is in the ring. So they use a pinfall. Billy Red Lions takes a point of fatigue. And now we go to the wrestler interference chart. We will pull up the wrestler interference chart for tag team matches, and this is a homebrew chart. And on the roll of 11, it is Stan Lane who grabs Billy Red Lions and Red Bastien for a double noggin knocker. And that is going to put an extra point of fatigue on both men. Double noggin knocker by Sweet Stan Lane. Red Bastien falls out of the ring. Billy Red Lions in bad shape here. Here's another Russian leg sweep. The pinfall is 9 or lower, and on a roll of 7, he got him. Great performance by Eaton and Lane to successfully retain the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Just making a note here of the pin, and it was Billy Red Lions who took the pin. Lane over Lions with the Russian leg sweep after a double noggin knocker. So great tag team wrestling there by the Midnight Express, and that is why they are your Atlantic Tag Team Champions. And once we compile the ratings at the end of tonight's pay-per-view, you got to think these guys are going to be close to the top and close to being in line for a World Tag Team title match after a very impressive performance here tonight in Dallas. All right, let's catch up with what's happening in the chat room. How often do you use the ringside companion? I feel guilty sometimes that I don't use it enough. I use it for the grudge matches and for special occasions. I try to use it sparingly. But yeah, it is a good resource, and sometime in the year 2024, we will be getting Ringside Companion Volume 2. And I am looking forward to that publication as well. In fact, there may even be a contribution in there from yours truly. I'm not sure about that. I was asked a while back about one of the matches that I designed being included in that, and I gave my agreement, but I have not heard the final word on that. So, yeah, Ringside Companion 2 coming out this year from Filsinger Games. All right, time for the next match in tonight's pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit, and it is for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Disqualification rules will be in effect for this one. Introducing first the challenger. He stands at 6 foot tall, weighs 289 pounds, out of Austin, Texas. This is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And here in Dallas, the fans are going crazy for Dusty Rhodes as he seeks to gain the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. But his opponent is your reigning and defending Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, and a fine champion indeed he is. Out of Kings Lynn, England, he stands at 6'4", weighs 242 pounds. This is the national treasure, Nick Aldis. All right, couple of bootlegs here as Nick Aldis and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, are set to square off here in Dallas with the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship on the line. And the opening initiative roll is tied. That means we go to our Highlight Center booklet to see what kind of mischief Dusty Rhodes may have up his sleeve. And the roll is 6-1. Is Dusty Rhodes smart? He is not smarter than Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis is the smartest man, one of the smartest men in the business. So Aldis gets the advantage here. Opponent fakes injury, and then when wrestler isn't looking, springs up from the mat with a leg lock. So Nick Aldis taking advantage of Dusty Rhodes off of the opening matchup here, as Aldis feigned the injury and then took Dusty Rhodes down. And now it is a knee to the back delivered by Nick Aldis to Dusty Rhodes. Aldis in control here with a bow and arrow submission type maneuver, trying to out-wrestle the big man. He got him down with that little moment of subterfuge. And now Rhodes is down, and Aldis is trying to do his best to wrestle his man into a submission. And he's got him up for the Mag Daddy driver. That's an add one maneuver, and down goes Dusty Rhodes to the mat hard. Quickly, Aldis going for the cover. The pin roll here is 3 or lower, and on a roll of 12, Dusty Rhodes kicks out and kicks out with authority. Dusty Rhodes is not looking very happy right now with the antics of one Nick Aldis. Aldis still in control, and Aldis now is going to pitch Dusty Rhodes out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Both these men A-rated performers on the arena floor. But on a roll of 3, it is Dusty who pulls Nick Aldis out of the ring and drop kicks Nick Aldis over the steel security railing. Wow. Dusty Rhodes, just like that, has turned the tide. And as Aldis crawls back into the ring, Dusty is ready and waiting, and he's going to go up for a death jump. Dusty Rhodes going up for the death jump. And oh, on a roll of 4, Aldis beat him to the punch, beat him to the spot, and Aldis grabs Dusty Rhodes and throws him down to the mat hard. Aldis once again back in control. Dusty getting a little ahead of himself there. And now it is Aldis who is going to go for a single leg takedown, a choice F maneuver. Choice F. He will need a roll of 8 or lower to complete that, and on a roll of 6, he got him down. And both men getting to their feet, and it is Dusty on the level 2 reversal. Dusty who comes back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Nick Aldis. And on a roll of 9, it is a big kick by Dusty Rhodes that stuns Nick Aldis. Dusty coming back for more. Another whip to the turnbuckle. Aldis comes off the turnbuckle again and is hit with another kick by Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes trying to regain control of this match, and he hits Aldis with another drop kick. That's 2 very impressive drop kicks we have seen from this 290-pound man here tonight in Dallas. Dusty with another whip to the turnbuckle. And this time Aldis hits the turnbuckle hard, bounces forward, and Dusty Rhodes lays him out with an incredible neck-breaking clothesline. Dusty now with a chance to do some damage here. He is going to go for the big elbow drop and the cover. The pin roll here is 2. And on a roll of 4, Aldis able to kick out. And the match will continue, but Dusty now has the momentum. And Dusty in charge, and Dusty with a Stardust pile driver sends Aldis crashing to the canvas. Aldis slowly getting to his feet. Dusty's on him. Flip, flop, and fly, and down to the canvas hard. Again goes Nick Aldis. Aldis rolling out of the ring and down to the arena floor. What's Aldis going to do out there? And on a roll of 7. That is the best man wins roll. Both these men A-rated on the out of the ring ratings. So it is Dusty Rhodes, the wrestler on offense, who wins the brawl with an Irish whip into the ring steps. Aldis hitting the ring steps hard. Dusty back in control as action returns to the ring, and Dusty with another big elbow drop and another cover. The pin roll here is 3, and on a roll of 9, Nick Aldis kicks out. Aldis now starting to show some signs of fatigue as Dusty has taken control. And now Dusty with another big elbow drop. Another cover. And again a kick out. Nick Aldis barely getting the left shoulder up that time. Aldis in trouble here. Dusty Rhodes with the fans behind him. Revving up the crowd. What's Dusty going to do now? He is going to pitch Nick Aldis out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on the arena floor, it is Dusty again, coming out to put a whooping on Nick Aldis, and he slams Nick Aldis onto the announcer's table. Oh my goodness, Dusty Rhodes has opened up a can of whoop-ass on Nick Aldis here in Dallas. Back into the ring, another big elbow drop. Another cover. The pin roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Aldis again manages to kick out. Boy, Aldis has taken all of Dusty's best shots here and manages to survive. What's Dusty got left up his sleeve? He's going to go up for another death jump. This didn't work out well the first time for Dusty, but this time Dusty comes off with a flying lariat off the top turnbuckle and sends Aldis back down to the canvas in a heap. Dusty in control here. He's going up yet again for another death jump. And this time he got all of it. Perfect flying cross body block off the turnbuckle. Dusty going for the cover. The pin roll now is 6. And on a roll of 6, he got him. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, a new Atlantic Heavyweight Champion crowned here tonight in Dallas. And that man is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, with a perfect cross body block off the top turnbuckle, taking down Nick Aldis and capturing for the first time the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. He is the American Dream. He is Dusty Rhodes. He is beloved here in Texas, and he is now Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. All right, a fine performance indeed by Dusty Rhodes as the fans here in Texas And we reshuffle the out of the ring action cards. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another grudge match. And this grudge match also dates back to the events of the Buckeye Bowl. That fateful day on January 1st, when we crowned a new Buckeye Bowl champion, but not without controversy. Mark Henry was the winner of the Buckeye Bowl. He initially, upon his entrance, struck up an alliance, seemingly, with Big John Studd. But then it was Henry who turned his back on Studd and eliminated Studd en route to a victory in the Buckeye Bowl, leaving Studd and his team with Bobby the Brain Heenan very, very frustrated. So the battle lines have been drawn. And here tonight in Dallas, we are going to see a tag team match as members of the Heenan family attempt to extract revenge on one Mark Henry. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a no disqualification grudge match. One fall to a finish. Introducing first, led to the ring by Bobby the Brain Heenan, it is members of the Heenan family. First of all, standing at 6'3", weighing 256 pounds, out of Robbinsdale, Minnesota, this is Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. And his tag team partner comes to you from Los Angeles, California. He stands at a towering 6'10", weighs in at a gargantuan 364 pounds. This is Big John Studd. So Big John Studd and Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig ready for action here in Dallas. But they are going to have their work cut out for them against tonight's opponents. Introducing first from Glasgow, Scotland. Standing at 6'2", weighing 232 pounds, the Rowdy Scot, Roddy Piper. And his tag team partner comes to you from Silsbee, Texas. Standing at 6'4", weighing in at 384 pounds. He is a world heavyweight champion in not one, not two, but three different sports. This is Mark Henry. So Mark Henry and Roddy Piper joining forces to take on Curt Hennig and Big John Studd here in Dallas. With Bobby the Brain Heenan looking on at ringside. Grudge match dice in effect here. This is a no disqualification tag team grudge match. And it will be Piper and Hennig to start things off. Surprisingly enough, with Henry and Studd wanting to get after each other, but Henry playing a little mind games here, sending Roddy Piper out to start the match, and Piper, never shy about mixing it up, is ready to do battle with Curt Hennig. And indeed, it is Piper who gets the opening initiative roll, and Piper who just comes out with a double forearm clap right across the ears of Curt Hennig. Hennig is staggered by that, and Piper immediately bulldogs Hennig down to the canvas, and Hennig rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Just like that, Hennig intimidated, and Piper got the best of him. And now Piper is going to come out of the ring and confront Hennig at ringside, and it is Piper with a running clothesline off the ring apron that puts Hennig down onto the arena floor. Big move by Roddy Piper, as the fans here are getting behind Piper and anxiously awaiting the arrival of Mark Henry in the ring. What's Piper going to do now? He is going to go up for a running double sledge. This is a choice H maneuver. Choice H, he can either try an agility roll of 5 or lower, not very good odds on that, or he can try a death jump rating A. Slightly better odds with the death jump. And on a roll of 11, it is an agility struggle on the top rope, and that is going to be won by Curt Hennig. Hennig wins the agility struggle and shoves Roddy Piper off the top turnbuckle and down to the canvas. Hennig now with a chance to do some damage, and he is going to hit Roddy Piper with the axe. And now Hennig is going to turn over to Big John Studd coming into the ring with Piper in a vulnerable state. Here comes Big John Studd. And Studd immediately goes with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Roddy Piper. No, on a roll of 4, it is Piper catching Studd off guard with a skull-splitting running lariat. And down goes Big John Studd. The fans want Mark Henry. Piper wants Mark Henry. Mark Henry tags into the ring with Studd down. What is Mark Henry going to do? You know, he gets him in a bear hug. He's got Big John Studd in the bear hug, weakening Big John Studd. Henry maintaining that bear hug. Will Studd be forced to tap out? On a roll of snake eyes, he will not tap out. But Mark Henry is just crushing Big John Studd with this bear hug. Henry now going for the sliding rope straddle. Choking down Big John Studd. But oh, from out of the ring, it is Bobby Heenan getting in the face of Mark Henry, providing the distraction. And that's going to allow Big John Studd to get to his feet. And it is going to be Studd now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Mark Henry, and on a roll of 7, it is Henry who grabs the arm of Big John Studd and reverses the whip. And as Studd comes off the turnbuckle, it is a big kick from Mark Henry that stuns Big John Studd. Henry in control here with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Big John Studd, and on a roll of 7, it is a running back elbow by Mark Henry that stuns Big John Studd. Here comes Roddy Piper. It's time for some double team action. But oh, on a roll of 11, it is Henry holding on to Big John Studd, but Studd breaks loose. And now we've got a collision between Henry and Piper. And it is going to be Henry who takes the worst of that. And Studd now is in control. And Studd is going to take Henry down with a big shoulder block. Piper rolls out of the ring as Henry and Studd square off in the center of the ring once again. And now it is Henry picking up Studd for a big backbreaker. Henry follows that up by just standing on his opponent. How insulting is that? Mark Henry standing on Big John Studd in the center of the ring. Studd not able to get over and make the tag as Henry remains in control. And Henry now with a big headbutt. A headbutt by Mark Henry that staggers Big John Studd. Another headbutt by Mark Henry. They're going to try the double team again. And this time on a roll of 8, it is a double neck breaker delivered by Piper and Henry. Piper now in the ring and in control against Big John Studd, who has seen better days. As Roddy Piper comes in with a big knee lift, and that puts Studd down onto one knee on the canvas. What's Piper going to do here? Sleeper! Roddy Piper applies the sleeper hold. A perfect strategy against a big man like Big John Studd. Will he tap out? The submission roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he is in danger of tapping out. Bobby the Brain Heenan is going to interfere. And Bobby the Brain Heenan on a roll of 6 is able to grab Roddy Piper and pull him away from Big John Studd before Big John Studd goes to sleep. And now it is going to be Big John Studd who has a chance to go on the counterattack. And Big John Studd with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Piper, but it is Piper who lifts the knee to the head of Big John Studd. Big John Studd desperately needing to make a tag. Piper not letting him out of the ring. And now it is Piper with a bulldog that takes Studd down. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 4 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Studd is able to kick out. But Studd is in trouble here. Piper in control. Piper going for a death jump. And on the death jump, oh, Big John Studd caught him. Caught him in midair and slams Roddy Piper down to the mat. Piper went for the death jump, but Big John Studd caught him and slammed him to the mat. And now it is Big John Studd going for a double arm suplex. That is a choice H maneuver. He's going to need 6 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 7, Piper is able to slip out the back door. Piper follows that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Stud won't budge. So Piper instead is going to try for a kick to the face on a roll of 11 or lower. He kicks him in the face. And Big John Stud is going to fire right back. And it is Big John Stud with a huge chop to the chest. Piper standing his ground. Piper grabs Stud by the back of the neck and bulldogs him down to the canvas. Big John Stud down again. And Piper now taking him over with a big back suplex and down to the canvas, tagging in Mark Henry. The rule is when you're on defense, you have to successfully hit an offensive move in order to make a tag. And Big John Stud was unable to do so, as Piper escaped a couple of times, countered, and finally tagged in Mark Henry. And Henry coming in with a big backbreaker that takes Stud down to the canvas. Henry follows that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Big John Stud, and oh, it is Stud coming off the turnbuckle with a skull-splitting running lariat, and Henry goes down. Stud now with a chance to do some damage. He hits the backbreaker. What an awesome show of strength by Big John Stud. Mark Henry may tap out here on a roll of 5 or lower. He is not going to tap out. But HENNIG is now in, and it's time for a double team for the HEENAN family. And on a roll of 9, they hit him with a running forearm smash. Curt Hennig now legally the man in the ring with Mark Henry stunned. What can HENNIG do against this big behemoth? He is going to try for a standing drop kick on a roll of 10 or lower. He hits the standing drop kick, and Mark Henry is staggered. HENNIG stays on the attack with a standing drop kick, and that puts Henry down to the canvas. In my opinion, nobody in wrestling history had a better standing drop kick than Curt Hennig. And Mark Henry tasted that one firsthand. And HENNIG now is going to go up for a death jump. HENNIG going up for the death jump. But oh, on a roll of 5. This time it is Mark Henry's turn to catch HENNIG and throw HENNIG down to the mat. HENNIG is down. Mark Henry is in control. And Mark Henry with a rope straddle is going to try and take some of the starch out of Curt Hennig. As Henry maintains control. Henry now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Curt Hennig, but oh, on a roll of 5, it is Hennig with a knee to the head that stuns Mark Henry. What's Hennig going to do here? A running knee lift. Stuns Mark Henry and sends Mark Henry tumbling out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Will we see some shenanigans here? Yes, we will. Shenanigans table in effect on a roll of 11. That takes us to the ringside mayhem chart. Ringside mayhem in effect with Curt Hennig on offense. And the roll is 2. We go to the tables chart. What is Hennig going to do with the table on the arena floor? He tries to set up the table but is unable to do so, as Mark Henry slugged him, and they're going to battle it out on the arena floor. But it is going to be Hennig able to win the brawl with a drop kick over the security railing. Another big drop kick by Curt Hennig does its damage to Mark Henry. Hennig was trying to set up a table. Henry interrupted him, but Hennig hit him with that standing drop kick, and that stuns Mark Henry. Back into the ring we go. It's Hennig with a sleeper hold, trying to wear down the big man. Henry maintaining his feet. Hennig now going to go for a standing drop kick once again on a roll of 10 or lower. He nailed it. And Mark Henry is staggered back. A forearm hammer by Curt Hennig. Here comes Big John Stud. The HEENAN family is going to attempt a double team here. And on a roll of 8, it is Stud hitting Mark Henry with a big elbow smash. Off the double team, Stud now in control. Stud with a big clothesline takes Henry staggering backwards, but Henry will not go down. Stud with a big headbutt. No effect. Henry fires back. Henry with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Big John Studd. And on a roll of 5, that's the drop down and the come again the other way. And now on a roll of 7, it is Henry with a big running elbow smash. That stuns Big John Studd. Henry now in control. Henry with a military press slam on Big John Studd. That is a 364-pound man. Big John Studd being pressed overhead by Mark Henry and down to the canvas hard. Henry follows that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. The fans here are on their feet after that unbelievable show of strength. Studd comes off the turnbuckle, and on a roll of 6, he lifts a knee to the head of Mark Henry. Studd now with a chance to take over on offense. Studd trapping Henry in a big bear hug, and Henry is going to duck down and go out of the ring. Will we see shenanigans on the arena floor? We will not. Henry and Studd are going to battle it out on the arena floor mano a mano, and it is Big John Studd who is going to win that battle with an Irish whip into the ring barricade. Mark Henry crashing hard into the ring barricade. Somebody notify the barricade's next of kin, as Mark Henry has just wiped out the ring barricade at ringside. Big John Studd now with a big body slam. Body slam by Big John Studd. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 3 or lower, and on a roll of 9, Henry is able to kick out. Here comes Mr. Perfect. It's going to be a Heenan family double team here, but on a roll of 12, that's going to be a big botch. As Studd and Hennig toss Henry into the ropes for a double clothesline. But Henry ducks and comes back the other way and clotheslines both Studd and Hennig out of their boots. Studd goes down. Hennig goes down. Henry now the legal man. And Henry is going to go for that sliding rope straddle. Henry a little gassed and trying for a rest hold of his own. Studd is going to make his way off of the ropes and just hit Henry with a big chop across the chest. Henry standing his ground. Henry, another chop to the chest. Henry still not able to make the tag. Bear805 is now in the chat. Welcome to you, my friend. Big John Studd just shoves Mark Henry across the ring, and Mark Henry does not budge. Henry mans up and tries to grab a chin lock on Big John Studd. That ain't going to work. It is Big John Studd now going to attempt a throat drop onto the ropes. That is a choice C maneuver. He needs 9 or lower to accomplish that. And on a roll of 6, he is able to clothesline Mark Henry on the top rope, and Mark Henry is staggered. Studd tags in the fresh man, Hennig. And Hennig comes in with a standing drop kick that sends Mark Henry for a loop. Hennig follows that up with a standing drop kick, and he hit the standing drop kick, and Mark Henry does not budge. Hennig tries again, chop to the chest. That's going to do nothing, and instead Henry picks up Hennig high in the air and slams him down with a military press slam. We saw him do that to Studd. Now Hennig tastes the canvas after another big military press slam by Henry. Henry is gassed. He tags in Roddy Piper. Piper hits the ring and immediately pitches Hennig out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 9, it is going to be Roddy Piper with a DDT onto the concrete floor. Big move there by Roddy Piper. Hennig now is stunned. And out of the ring we go again. There will be no shenanigans this time, but it is Piper again winning the brawl on the arena floor, this time by ramming the back of Curt Hennig into the ring apron. And as we all know, fans, the apron of the ring is the hardest part of the ring. Hennig just hit back first on the ring apron, and Hennig is in rough shape here. Here comes Mark Henry for a double team, and on a roll of 8, it is an awesome double neck breaker by Henry and Piper on Curt Hennig. Curt Hennig is down. Mark Henry is in control, and it is going to be Mark Henry going for the second rope splash. He is going to need a roll of 8 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 7, he hit him with a big splash. And CURT HENNIG rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Shenanigans table will be in effect, as HENNIG and Mark Henry are battling it out on the arena floor. This time it is Henry on the offensive. And again we go to the tables chart. And this time the table is set up on the arena floor. Both wrestlers roll the gut check roll. HENNIG has the advantage by 1 on the gut check roll because Henry has the 2 points of fatigue. And it is HENNIG who wins the gut check roll. And it is HENNIG who is able to backdrop Mark Henry through the ringside table and down to the concrete. That's going to cost Mark Henry a point of fatigue. Back to the ring we go. HENNIG in control, going for the axe. Didn't get all of it. Henry staggering to his feet. HENNIG stays on him. He's going to try that standing drop kick again. He hit it. And Henry staggers back. HENNIG now with a snapmare, taking Henry down to the canvas. Here comes Big John Studd for the double team. And oh, this time on a roll of 4, it is a devastating double body slam on Mark Henry that is going to cost him a point of fatigue. Henry now, 4 points of fatigue. He is down. Big John Studd is in control. Bobby the Brain Heenan is celebrating at ringside as Big John Studd is going to go for a double arm suplex. He'll need a roll of 10 or lower to hit that. He hit him. And Mark Henry is down. Big John Studd looking to finish him with a big elbow drop. Henry slowly getting to his feet. Studd continues to wail away on him with a shoulder block. Henry still is stunned. A big clothesline. And Henry goes out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Shenanigans table will come into play once again, as this time it will be the foreign object. The foreign object coming into play. The foreign object is a baseball bat. Somebody's got a baseball bat there at ringside. Studd and HENNIG battling for custody of the baseball bat. And once again, it is Big John Studd who wins the gut check roll and clocks Henry with the baseball bat right in the breadbasket. Henry gasping and coughing as he slumps to the floor. Big John Studd with a big elbow drop. Is Henry going to be able to continue? Henry is able to stagger and make his way back into the ring, where Big John Studd is waiting. And Studd now with a big body slam takes Henry down to the canvas. Mark Henry in trouble here as Studd hits him with a clothesline. Henry out of the ring yet again. Shenanigans table coming into play for the 3rd time, and now it is a wild brawl. All 4 men now brawling on the arena floor. This match has gotten out of control, as it is going to be a 4-way brawl on the arena floor. Gut check rolls for everybody. Mark Henry gets a 2, 9 minus 5 minus 2. Roddy Piper with an 8, so collectively it is 10 for Henry and Piper. CURT HENNIG gets a 4. Big John Studd gets a -4. So it is going to be Henry and Roddy Piper winning the brawl on the arena floor. Roddy Piper beating down Big John Studd. Piper takes that baseball bat and beats Big John Studd all the way back to the locker room. How about that? This match will end in a no decision, as Roddy Piper got hold of that ball bat and just chased Big John Studd away from the ring. What a finish to that match, as Piper chases away Big John Studd with a ball bat. Take me out to the ball game. Pitchers and catchers have reported, and now the sluggers have reported also. As Roddy Piper took matters into his own hands after Stud hit Mark Henry with a baseball bat. It was Roddy Piper who just went off, took the baseball bat away from Big John Stud, and swinging wildly chased Big John Stud and CURT HENNIG back to the locker room. What a clash that was. It is going to be Piper and Stud now in another grudge match. After what we saw here tonight in Dallas. Crazy match between four crazy men indeed. Roddy Piper rising up big, saving the evening and possibly the career of Mark Henry as Big John Stud was after him with a ball bat. But Roddy Piper, the man on the scene, taking control and putting an end to that situation. No question about it. Wow. What a fine match that was. Wild one. As we take a few moments here to relax and recoup, as the ringside staff here, the Heartland staff, trying to put the ring back together and clear off all of the debris from that wild tag team grudge match that we just saw with Roddy Piper. He must have ran out of chewing gum because he put the wood to Big John Stud, literally as well as figuratively, to put an end to that situation. Woo! All right. Don't mess around or you will pay the piper, says Salvador America. Indeed, sir, you are correct. We've got 3 more championship matches to go here tonight, fans. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. It is for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship. That championship defended right here in Dallas in the Texas region. Texas and Tennessee are the regions covered by Pro Wrestling Mid-America. Introducing first the challenger. Out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He stands at 5'11", weighs 235 pounds. This is the Hitman, Bret Hart. Bret Hart coming to the ring for his title shot at the PWMA Heavyweight Championship. But his opponent is a formidable one indeed. Your reigning and defending Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion, accompanied to the ring by Jimmy Hart from Sweetwater, Texas. He stands at 6'7", he weighs 273 pounds. This is Barry Windham. So Barry Windham set to defend the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship against the Hitman, Bret Hart. Should be a good match. I don't know if these two ever matched up in their actual careers. Windham, I believe, was a bit earlier in time than Bret Hart. They both had stints in WCW. They both had stints in the WWF at different points in their careers, but I don't recall that these two ever actually crossed paths. So this should be a good match. As Windham and Bret Hart squaring off here in Texas, Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship on the line. And we have doubles to start the match. And doubles at the start of the match takes us to the Face to the Mat Highlight Center booklet. And in this title match, it will be Windham on a roll of 5-6. Is he smart? Both these guys are smart. So Jimmy Hart is putting on a spectacle outside of the ring. But neither man is going to be distracted by that as they are focused on one another as they come together in the center of the ring. And it is Windham with a kick to the chest that stuns Bret Hart. They come back together again, and now it is Windham attempting the inverted atomic drop. This is a choice F maneuver, choice F. So he is going to need a roll of 7 or lower to connect with this inverted atomic drop. And on a roll of 6, he got him down, and he got him down hard. And Bret the Hitman Hart slow to get to his feet. Windham is on him, and Windham now thought about a whip to the ropes, thought better of it, and instead is going to just hit Bret Hart with an uppercut. A power move by Barry Windham. Of course, Windham the more powerful of the two men, Hart with the advantage on the agility side. Windham follows that up, and Windham catches the sleeper. Out of nowhere, he hit him with that big uppercut, and now Windham with a sleeper hold. Hart may be forced to submit to this, but the submission roll is only a 1, so he'll take his point of fatigue and the match will continue. Hart getting over to the ropes, but now Windham takes him down and tries to wrap him up in a figure 4 leg lock. Hart's not going to let that happen. He grabs the bottom rope and skitters out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 7, that is the best man wins roll, and believe it or not, on the outside of the ring, the Hitman is an A, Barry Windham is a B, so Bret Hart will win the brawl on the arena floor with a diving clothesline off the ring apron. He suckered him into coming out of the ring, hit him with a clothesline off the ring apron. Bret Hart now in control. And Bret Hart with an elbow drop off of the second rope. Windham gets to his feet, Hart's on him. And Hart now with a hair pull and a punch. Hart not afraid to bend the rules in his favor a little bit. He follows that up with a bulldog that takes Windham down. Hart going for the quick cover. The pin roll here is Snake Eyes, but on a roll of 7, Windham able to kick out. Both men now have taken their first pinning predicament of the match. Hart now in control. Hart going for the sharpshooter. Can Hart get him over in the sharpshooter? He's got him over. The submission roll 6 or lower here. And that means a distraction attempt by Jimmy Hart on 7 or lower. The distraction fails. Will Windham be forced to tap out? And on a roll of 10, Windham is able to survive. As Hart has used his first distraction rating, Hart can only interfere one more time against the Hitman. As the Hitman is on him, and the Hitman is going up for a choice G maneuver, death jump or power. He's going to go for the death jump, even though it is a death jump A. And on a roll of 10, that goes to the agility roll. Hart with the superior agility is able to get Windham up, over, and down with a superplex off of the top rope. Hart now going for the sharpshooter once again. Hart going right to the sharpshooter a second time. Submission roll now is a 7. Jimmy Hart is going to interfere. And on a roll of 11, Hart attempts to interfere, but the opponent stops him and does something embarrassing to him. Perhaps the opponent rips Hart's pants. Hart retreats to the locker room humiliated and is unable to be involved for the rest of the match. The opponent goes for the pin. Hart's wrestler rolls pin. So the sharpshooter was broken. Windham takes a point of fatigue for the sharpshooter. And now Hart is going for a straight cover on a roll of 5 or lower, with Jimmy Hart no longer a factor in this one. And on a roll of 6, Windham able to get one leg over the bottom rope. But Windham is in trouble here, and there's nobody to help him out. As Hart now goes for a stomp to the midsection. Windham on the reversal comes back, and Windham with a series of European uppercuts. Hart fires back, catching a reverse chin lock. Windham returns fire with a kick to the chest. Reversals back and forth. It's Hart. Hart with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Barry Windham. But on a roll of 2, it is Windham who catches Bret Hart coming off in a sunset flip. Windham rolls him up in a small package. Windham going for the cover now on Snake Eyes. And on a roll of 6, Hart is able to escape the small package. Wyndham now has taken control, and Wyndham is now going for the figure 4 leg lock. Can he force a submission here? The submission roll 3 or lower, and on a roll of 6, Hart is able to survive and reach the bottom rope. But Wyndham has turned the tide here after he caught Bret Hart coming off the ropes. Wyndham now going for the Blackjack Claw. The Blackjack Claw, a +2 finisher. The submission roll here is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Hart barely able to survive. Wyndham has turned the tide of this match, and Wyndham now goes to the figure 4 leg lock again. Hart quickly over to the ropes this time to force that to be broken, as Wyndham gets up with a series of European uppercuts. Wyndham maintaining the offensive with those uppercuts. Hart is staggered but will not go down. And now Wyndham catches the sleeper. Sleeper hold applied, but he was too close to the ropes, and Hart able to snake that leg under the rope before Wyndham could do any real damage there. Wyndham still with the European uppercuts. Hart now going toe-to-toe with Wyndham. Wyndham with a hip toss. Hart blocks the hip toss. And it is Hart with a hair pull and punch to bury Wyndham. Hart fighting fire with fire. Hitman with a whip to the turnbuckle. He thought better of it, and instead he is going to try for a shoulder tackle. But Wyndham the more powerful of the two men, and it is Wyndham with a drop kick that sends Bret Hart staggering back. They come together in the center of the ring. It's anybody's match now, as it is Wyndham attempting an inverted atomic drop. This is a choice F maneuver, choice F. So he will need 7 or lower to hit the inverted atomic drop, and he got him down with it. Bret Hart is down. Wyndham in control. What's he going to do now? He is going to go for the lariat, timing his move perfectly. Wyndham nails Bret Hart with the lariat. The pin roll now 7 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Hart just got his foot over the bottom rope. I don't believe it. Another back and forth battle of superstars here. Wyndham in control. The lariat did not put Bret Hart down. What's he going to do now? He's going to go for the figure 4 leg lock once again. The submission roll here is a 6. And on a roll of 9, Hart is able to turn the hold over and force the break. Wyndham first to his feet. Hart struggling. Wyndham now with a Sweetwater superplex off the top turnbuckle. The pin roll now is 7. And on a roll of 6, he got him. Finally. What a match that was. Wyndham and Jimmy Hart get the victory over Bret Hart by way of the Sweetwater superplex. Fans, that's a match of the year candidate right there. That is one of the better matches we have seen this year, as Bret the Hitman Hart was just inches away from winning the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, the PWMA Heavyweight Championship with the sharpshooter. Jimmy Hart provided the distraction. It cost him his britches, but that was enough of a distraction for Wyndham to ultimately turn the tide of the match and overpower the Hitman, finally taking him down with the Sweetwater superplex. After Hart survived the Blackjack Claw, Hart survived the lariat, Hart survived the figure 4 leg lock, but the Sweetwater superplex was the icing on the cake. Barry Windham successfully defends the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship here tonight in Dallas. Matches like these on this show are why we play the game. Yes, indeed. Say what you want about bootlegs. Certainly these bootlegs are controversial to some. In my mind, the ones that are made by people who know what they're doing, the same people that make the bootlegs are the people that make the standard cards. Bret the Hitman Hart has refused in the past to sign for the game, but he is one of the greats of the sport, and indeed we saw tonight a great match between Bret Hart and Barry Windham, a dream match here tonight in Dallas. Wow, geez, I'm almost worn out, and we've still got 2 World Championship matches on tonight's card. And this next match should be a good one. It is for the Tag Team Championship of the World. I don't expect a lot of shenanigans in this match. We may see a little rule breaking, but certainly not what we've seen with ball bats and that kinds of nonsense. As these are 2 very, very skilled wrestling teams coming up in tonight's World Championship Tag Team matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for a 45-minute time limit, 1 fall. Disqualification rules will be in effect. This is for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, the challengers. They are your reigning Pro Wrestling Mid-America Tag Team Champions and the #1 contenders for the World Championship. So it's fitting that the Texas Tag Team Champions are here in Texas to battle for the World Championship. Introducing first, standing at 6'1", weighing in at 245 pounds from Auckland, New Zealand, this is Tony GAREA. And his tag team partner from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He stands at 5'11", weighs 237 pounds. This is Larry ZBYSZKO. Larry ZBYSZKO and Tony GAREA. Very, very successful tag team in the days of the old WWF before the famous Larry ZBYSZKO heel turn. And they have been teaming together successfully in Texas. They have won the Texas Tag Team titles. And they are here tonight to wrestle for the World Championship. And they actually have a bit of a leg up because Jack Briscoe has been wrestling injured. Jack Briscoe fighting through an injury. Let's see where that injury took place. Let's get a history of Jack Briscoe's injury. I believe that took place at the hands of Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan after a horrific feud that those 2 teams had. But I am going to have to go back in time a little bit to try and recollect that. When might that injury have taken place? All right, I'm getting a little too fascinated by my history lesson here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, the Briscoe brothers are just coming off of a horrific feud with Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack. And that feud took its toll on both members of the Briscoe brothers. This probably dates back to Atlanta at the pay-per-view broadcast Another Thing Coming a few weeks ago when it was Cactus Jack and Jerry Briscoe in a match, and Jack Briscoe got tangled up with Kevin Sullivan at that match, and that's what led to the injury to Jack Briscoe. It's only a minor injury. So from the aforementioned ringside companion, we learned that as a result of the minor injury, Jack Briscoe's pin rating goes up 1. So that'll make him a 6'3". His agility goes up 1, so he'll be an agility -2. His death jump goes down 1 to a C, and nothing else changes. So ring B, turnbuckle A, ropes A, power 0. All right, so Jack Briscoe wrestling with a minor injury. Along with brother Jerry, your defending NWA World Heavyweight Champions. We'll see if GAREA and ZBYSZKO are able to exploit that injury, or if the Briscoes can maintain their titles. GAREA and ZBYSZKO have had a tremendous run as a tag team. Both very accomplished tag team wrestlers. GAREA in particular. First card I have seen with 2 defensive tags on level 3 defense. GAREA also has a couple of tag specialty moves on level 2 offense that upgrade from 2 to a 3 in tag team competition. So Tony GAREA, very, very solid tag competitor, and I'm glad to see that, because he was indeed a great tag team wrestler throughout his career, teaming with the likes of Larry ZBYSZKO. Rick Martel and Tony GAREA had a very successful tag team. So GAREA, very successful tag wrestler. We'll see how things go tonight. It will be GAREA starting things off against Jerry Briscoe in this world title defense for the Briscoe brothers. And the opening initiative role goes to Jerry Briscoe. And it is Jerry coming off with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Tony GAREA, and on a roll of 9, it is a running back elbow by Jerry Briscoe that stuns Tony GAREA. A falling leg snap follows, and GAREA is dazed. Briscoe staying on top. He's going to attempt the drop kick. That is a choice C maneuver. He'll need a roll of 8 or lower to hit that, and on a roll of 5, he hits it. And GAREA is down. Good looking drop kick there by Jerry Briscoe. Puts GAREA on the canvas. And now Jerry Briscoe is going to throw GAREA out of the ring. As I mentioned, these two teams have a lot of mutual respect, but the Briscoes in particular, not afraid to mix it up on the arena floor. But oh, it's Tony GAREA who wins the brawl on the arena floor. Will he be disqualified? No. And on the arena floor, it is Tony GAREA with an Irish whip into the ring barricade that stuns Jerry Briscoe. So GAREA gets the best of that first confrontation on the floor. And now as they come back into the ring, it is GAREA with the abdominal stretch. That is a +1 finisher. The submission roll here will be 4 or lower. And on a roll of 9, Jerry is able to power his way out of that. And GAREA has taken control. What's GAREA going to do now? He's going to go up for a death jump. But oh, on a roll of 5, GAREA a step slow getting to the top turnbuckle. Jerry grabs him by the arms and throws him down to the canvas hard. In comes Jack Briscoe in control. And it is Jack Briscoe who's going to go to the figure 4 leg lock right away. Jack Briscoe going to the figure 4. He's not wasting any time here. The submission roll 5 or lower. And on a roll of 7, GAREA is able to crawl over to the bottom rope and force the hold to be broken. But Jack Briscoe just that quickly proving what a dangerous competitor he is. And now it is a lateral guillotine applied by Jack Briscoe, attempting to slow down GAREA. A suplex assortment by Briscoe, putting GAREA down onto the canvas once, twice, 3 times. The final one, a gut wrench that puts GAREA down. And now a knee breaker by Jack Briscoe. Here comes brother Jerry for a Briscoe brother double team. And on a roll of 7, it is a running forearm smash by Jerry Briscoe that stuns Tony GAREA. Larry ZBYSZKO anxiously awaiting his first opportunity to enter the match as Briscoe tries for the body slam, and down he goes. Didn't get all of that one. Briscoe not a power wrestler by any stretch of the imagination. Both men getting to their feet. Briscoe comes with the attempt at a drop kick. He is going to need a roll of 8 or lower to hit that, and on a roll of 9, he missed it. And it is Tony GAREA coming back with the double body slam. And that brings ZBYSZKO into the ring. ZBYSZKO now the legal man in the ring for the first time, and he goes with another big body slam, just slamming Jerry down to the canvas. Jerry makes the tag to brother Jack, and it will be brother Jack Briscoe coming in against Larry ZBYSZKO. Jack Briscoe now with a fireman's carry. ZBYSZKO over and down to the canvas, makes the tag to his partner, Tony GAREA. We're going to see a lot of that, especially at the lower levels. A lot of quick tags between GAREA and ZBYSZKO. GAREA now comes in, and they hit the double back elbow, that level 3 tag maneuver. And Jack Briscoe is stunned. GAREA follows that up with another double body slam tag maneuver. Can Jack Briscoe make the tag? Yes, he can. And into the ring now comes Jerry Briscoe. Quick tags on both sides of the ring. Jerry comes in and grabs an armbar on GAREA. GAREA with the reversal with an arm drag, taking Jerry Briscoe. Oh, but Briscoe blocks the arm drag, and it is Jerry Briscoe coming back with a knee drop. GAREA got out of the way of that one. Quick reversals on both sides. And now the double drop kicks by GAREA and ZBYSZKO, taking control on Briscoe and stunning Jerry. Larry and Jerry now in the ring. Body slam on Jerry Briscoe. Briscoe unable to make the tag to brother Jack, as ZBYSZKO comes in with a low back suplex and a bridge. Jerry again trying to get the tag, unable to do so. ZBYSZKO now on level 3 offense goes for the facelock sunset flip. That is a +1 maneuver. That's a tag team finisher. Pin roll here 5 or lower, and on a roll of 7, Jerry able to kick out. GAREA now the legal man in the ring. And GAREA is going to go for a handstand knee drop. This is a choice C maneuver. He will need 8 or lower to hit that, and on a roll of 8, he got him. And Jerry Briscoe is stunned. Jerry getting to his feet against Tony GAREA. And GAREA comes with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Jerry Briscoe. And on a roll of 7, it is the drop down. Go the other way. And now on a roll of 6, it is Jerry Briscoe with a running shoulder tackle that takes GAREA off his feet and down to the canvas. Jerry Briscoe now in control, and he's going to turn GAREA over into a Boston Crab. Nice wrestling move there by Briscoe. GAREA quick to get over to the ropes. Briscoe still in control. And Briscoe going for the big body slam, and down goes GAREA. GAREA still unable to make the tag as Jerry moves in for some more damage with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Tony GAREA, and on a roll of 9, it is a big kick by Jerry Briscoe that stuns Tony GAREA. And now the Briscoes are going to go for a double team. But it is GAREA ducking out of the way of the double team. And the Briscoe brothers collide. Tony with a chance now to take over on Jerry Briscoe. And the brothers, or the tag team partners, hit the double drop kicks. Jerry makes the tag into Jack, and it is now Jack and Larry, legal men in the ring. And the initiative goes to Jack as Jack comes in and catches ZBYSZKO with a big body slam. And now a big drop kick by Briscoe that stuns ZBYSZKO, and ZBYSZKO leaves the ring. Out of the ring goes Larry ZBYSZKO. Both men are B-rated on the arena floor. But on a roll of snake eyes, it is ZBYSZKO who grabs Jack Briscoe, pulls him out of the ring, and it is ZBYSZKO who backdrops Jack Briscoe onto the announcer's table. Jack Briscoe taking the punishment there. And now it is Larry ZBYSZKO going to the death jump. And in his weakened condition, Jack Briscoe has a death jump rating of C. And on a roll of 8, it is a flying clothesline by ZBYSZKO. That stuns Jack Briscoe. What can Larry ZBYSZKO do now? He's going to go up for a second death jump. And again, he hits him with a flying clothesline off of the top turnbuckle. ZBYSZKO and GAREA now with a double team. On a roll of 9, it is a running forearm smash delivered by Tony GAREA. Tony now in control on Jack Briscoe. And it is Tony with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Jack Briscoe, and on a roll of 4, it is GAREA who sets his head for the backdrop. But Jack Briscoe grabs him and slams him down face first onto the mat with a big pile driver. And now it is Jack Briscoe going to throw Tony Garea out of the ring and down to the arena floor and force Garea to make that helpless crawl back into the ring where Jack Briscoe is waiting. And he pinches him out of the ring yet again, a second time. We'll not see any shenanigans yet. As Garea rolls back into the ring once again, where Briscoe is on him, and Briscoe now with a rolling reverse cradle. This is a pinfall, a pinning predicament. The pin roll is 4 or lower, and on a roll of 6, Garea able to kick out. Here comes Brother Jerry. Briscoe Brothers double team coming up. And on a roll of 6, it is a bone-crunching double clothesline delivered by the Briscoe Brothers. Jerry Briscoe now going for the Oklahoma side roll. He's got the shoulders down. The pin roll here is 5. And on a roll of 6, Garea just able to kick out. So the Briscoe Brothers showing that wrestling prowess. And now it is Jerry going to throw Garea out of the ring yet again and force him to make that helpless crawl back into the ring. Briscoe Brothers ready with another double team. And this time it is a running forearm smash by Jack Briscoe. That stuns Tony Garea. Jack now with a big drop kick. Garea is staggered. Jack with another big drop kick. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll now is 6. That's a mandatory pin save roll. On a roll of 8, the pin save is unsuccessful. And the pinfall now will be 6 or lower. And on a roll of 6, he got him. How about that? A fine, fine match there for the Briscoe Brothers. As Jack gets the pin on Tony Garea. By way of, I believe that was the rolling reverse cradle. Or was that a big drop kick? I'll have to watch the tape and figure that out. But Jack Briscoe gets the pin on Tony Garea. And the Briscoe Brothers have successfully defended the NWA World Tag Team Championship. So congratulations to the Briscoe Brothers. In spite of the injury to Jack, and in spite of facing a very, very high-quality opponent in the team of Tony Garea and Larry ZBYSZKO, Jack and Jerry Briscoe once again managed to hold on to the NWA World Tag Team Championship. And that brings us to our main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event of the evening. Assuming I can find the wrestler cards. Here they are. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect for this one, as this match is for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger. He is accompanied to the ring by Percy Pringle III. He stands at 6'5". He weighs in at 452 pounds from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. This is Big Van Vader. And his opponent, your reigning and defending NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He is accompanied to the ring by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina, he stands at 6'1". He weighs in at 243 pounds. This is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. As Miho Burns joins us here in the chat room just in time for tonight's main event. So Vader, along with Percy Pringle, very popular throughout the Texas territory. And clearly the fan favorite here. But Ric Flair has defended this title ably against all comers. And Big Van Vader, these two do have their history. As you recall, they faced off for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And now it is Big Van Vader with the win on the opening initiative roll. Vader with an attempted drop kick. That's not going to work against Flair. And Flair immediately catches Vader and slams him down across his knee with a knee breaker. And that is going to cost Vader a sore knee. If you've seen these Ric Flair matches before, you've seen how the mechanic works. The figure 4 leg lock has a finishing rating anywhere between 0 and 4. And every time Flair is able to inflict damage on the opponent's knee, the finishing rating of the figure 4 goes up a peg. So if the figure 4 leg lock is applied now, it will be a +1. But Vader is able to get to his feet. And Flair is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Big Van Vader. And on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow by Ric Flair that stuns Vader. Flair maintaining control, goes for another knee breaker. Didn't get all of that one. Vader is still on his feet. And Flair comes with another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Vader. No, on a roll of 12, it is Vader coming off the ropes. And Flair is going to catch him in the ropes and try for the pin using the ropes. Can he get him down? Vader kicks out of that, but Flair is still in control. And Flair now is going to go to the knee clip, and that stuns Vader. And that costs another point of fatigue, or another point of damage to the knee of Vader. Flair with all kinds of dirty tricks in his books. He tried a cheap shot pin on Vader. Vader got out of it, but Flair took the opportunity to drive his knee into the side of the knee of Vader. And Vader beginning to favor that left knee just a little bit. As Flair now is on him with a big suplex, and Vader just rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Out to the ring we go. Both these men A-rated performers on the arena floor. But on a roll of 5, that is the double disqualification roll. Will Flair be disqualified? No. Will Vader be disqualified? No. We go to the odd-even roll with Vader getting the advantage on the even roll. And on a roll of 3, it is Flair winning the battle on the arena floor. And it is Flair with a suplex, big back suplex onto the arena floor that stuns Vader. Back into the ring we go, and Flair's going to go to the sleeper hold. That's a choice H maneuver. So on the choice H, he can either go agility or death jump. Vader with a death jump rating of A. So Flair's going to try the agility move for the sleeper hold. He's got the sleeper in place. We may see a submission here on a roll of snake eyes, and on a roll of 7, we will not. Percy Pringle III at ringside looking very concerned as Nature Boy has taken control, and now he clips the knee yet again. Another knee clip executed as Vader broke out of the sleeper hold. And Vader now noticeably favoring that left knee as Flair moves in to do some more damage. Whip to the ropes. Vader hobbling off the ropes. And on a roll of 8, a running back elbow by Ric Flair stuns Big Van Vader. Flair with another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Vader. And again, a running back elbow by Ric Flair stuns Big Van Vader. Bobby the Brain Heenan beside himself with joy at ringside as Nature Boy has a butt drop across the leg, and Vader is still hurt. Flair follows that up with the somersault knee drop right across the forehead. Vader slowly getting to his feet, trying to shake it off, as Flair comes with those thunderous chops. Chop after painful chop at the turnbuckle. Vader doing his best to stand his ground. Flair with another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Vader. You know, this time on a roll of 4, Flair went for that same elbow smash, but Vader stopped and caught Flair in a big bear hug. Flair now is at the disadvantage as Vader tries to do some damage. Vader with a bone-crunching splash, and Flair is hurt. VADER with a front slam, and FLAIR is down. And VADER now is going to pitch FLAIR out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 11, on the arena floor, the opponent comes out and tries to hit you with an object like a steel chair. Will we see a disqualification here against VADER? There's one roll. If this is 5 or lower, it's a disqualification. But oh, on a roll of 7, the referee grants VADER leniency as VADER took after the guts of Ric Flair with a sledgehammer. Flair now hurting. Bobby the Brain Heenan screaming for the disqualification. The referee will have none of it, as VADER now is going to go for the VADER bomb. The pin roll here is Snake Eyes, and on a roll of 10, Flair able to kick out. But VADER now has taken control. After that sledgehammer shot on the arena floor, VADER now going for the Choice H maneuver. Choice H. Flying elbow drop on agility or a death jump. Flair has a death jump rating of B, so VADER is going to throw caution to the wind and go for the death jump roll. And on a roll of 7, he got him. Big Samoan drop down to the canvas goes Flair. He's going to try another big Samoan drop. And this time it is Flair who is able to catch VADER going up to the ropes and throw VADER down to the canvas. Flair now in control. Flair going for another knee clip and another injury to the knee of Big Van Vader. Big Van Vader now has taken 4 shots to the knee, and that makes the figure 4 a +4 finisher if Flair can get it on. But that's not always as easily said as done. Thunderous chops by Flair. VADER holding his ground. A knee breaker by Flair. VADER still holding his ground. Another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Big Van Vader, and on a roll of 8, Flair hits him again with that running back elbow. And Flair now with more of those thunderous chops, but VADER refusing to go down. A butt drop across the leg. VADER is going to get the reversal, and it is VADER who catches Flair in a front chancery. Flair with the reversal on that, with another kick to the leg, but VADER got out of the way of that, and it is VADER with a big clothesline that stuns Ric Flair. They come together again in the center of the ring. Flair now going to attempt a reverse atomic drop. That is a choice F maneuver. He'll need 7 or lower to hit that, and on a roll of 3, he hit it. But VADER hits the reversal, and VADER comes right back with a big boot to the face. Back and forth we go. VADER now in control. Thought about a whip to the ropes, thought better of it, and instead he is going to go for a hammering forearm assault. Those big meat hooks of VADER pounding away on Flair in the corner. A big clothesline by Big Van Vader. And now a big power body slam by VADER. Flair is hurt. VADER is in control. VADER now will not do the whip to the ropes. Instead, he rolls up for another hammering forearm assault in the turnbuckle. Flair finally is able to turn the tables and come back with thunderous chops of his own. Chopping and chopping and chopping on VADER. VADER slumps down to the corner. Flair rolls him up for the pin. The pin roll here 3 or lower, and on a roll of 5, VADER able to kick out. Flair tried to use the ropes, couldn't quite get the ropes to provide him the leverage. And now Flair goes for the figure 4. He's been setting this up the entire match. It's a +4 finisher, the pin roll 8 or lower, and it's time for Percy Pringle to do something about it. The roll is 9. Percy Pringle hops up onto the apron, but is stopped by the referee. While they argue, another wrestler from the Pringle dynasty, or a wrestler trying to impress Percy into managing them, sneaks out and attempts to interfere. Roll on the wrestler interference chart. All right, so what is happening here? Pringle doesn't have anybody else in his stable now. So we'll say that somebody else has decided to try and join the stable of one Big Van Vader and Percy Pringle. And who can that someone be? We're going to see some outside interference here. And who will it be? Why not? Why not? I have figured out who will be the interfering wrestler here with Vader. Imagine this. It's going to be Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper comes to ringside to interfere on behalf of Vader. We go to the outside interference chart. The roll is 5. Your ally attacks the opponent with a deadly specialty move. Roll disqualification 6. Roll disqualification 6. The disqualification is 9. There's no disqualification. You recover and pin the opponent. The opponent rolls pin. The pin roll here would have to be Snake Eyes. So he doesn't get the pin, so Vader takes the point of fatigue. Flair takes the point of fatigue for the pinfall. Vader now in control with Percy Pringle and Roddy Piper at ringside. Bobby Heenan now is beside himself. But Vader with a bone-crunching splash, and Flair rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Out to the floor we go. And on a roll of 3, it is Flair dominating the action on the arena floor with a pile driver onto the ring steps. Flair now in control. He's going to go for a cover here back in the ring. The pin roll 5 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Vader is able to kick out. Flair still in control. Flair now going back to the figure 4. Can Percy Pringle provide the distraction? No, he cannot. As Big John Studd and Curt Hennig have come out to neutralize Pringle and Roddy Piper. Flair has Vader in the figure 4. The submission roll now is 10. And on a roll of 4, he got him. So it took everything in his arsenal. But Ric Flair with the figure 4 leg lock finally wins the NWA World Heavyweight Championship match. But we've got a dangerous new joining of forces here between Big Van Vader, Roddy Piper, Percy the Pringle, and ostensibly Mark Henry will be part of that. Can you imagine what would happen if Big Van Vader and Mark Henry joined forces? This is going to be awesome, but just not tonight. Your winner and still NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. All right, Ric Flair is your winner in tonight's main event. A lot of exciting action here tonight. Congratulations to Flair. Congratulations to Jack and Jerry Briscoe. Congratulations to Barry Windham. Match of the Year candidate there. Windham successfully defending over Bret the Hitman Hart. One title change tonight as Dusty Rhodes captures the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship with a victory over Nick Aldis. The Midnight Express successfully defend. And Shawn Michaels, now a fan favorite after just annihilating Terry Funk in that steel cage match that nobody expected. And of course the feud between the Heenan family and the forces of Roddy Piper escalating here twice tonight in Dallas. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Salvador America, smash that like button. Thank you, sir. Miho Burns, welcome to the show tonight. Neil Lau. Carl Zilla, Bear 805, Frank Wayne Scott. Happy birthday, Regina Wayne Scott. Referee James Lawrence III, Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, David Cheslinski. And all of the millions and millions of fans of the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network tuning in on the videotape delay. So thank you all for joining us here tonight. That's our stream, and I am out of here.